from one nonfiction book author to another nonfiction book author. In today's video, I'm going to give you some of my time management skill hacks that help me to write a book every single month. So you're going to want to tune into this video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sharlrita Deloatch. Not only am I a book series author, I am also a digital publisher. And I love to teach all the things about digital publishing on this channel, where I give you behind the scenes on what I am doing as a digital publisher so you can make more money and you can bring in more clients in your business as well. Okay, so if you love this type of content, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell so when I upload a new video, you will be the first to know. We always want to be first, right? We got to be first. Okay, so let's get into today's content. Y'all know me. I go ahead and get right on into it. Let's get into the time management tips for nonfiction authors, and I'm going to give you 5 of them, okay? So first of all, you got to tame that research beast, honey, okay? So I know it is so easy to get into the research phase when it comes to our books with anything. We want to stay in research phase. But what has helped me with writing a book a month? First of all, with myself writing a book a month, I already know I'm writing a book series. So if I've done my research way before I even thought about writing a book a month, that was the first thing I did. Now, when it comes to research, I use Amazon.com as well as a tool called BookBeam. And with BookBeam, I love it because it shows me some very detailed information about books in my genre or books around topics that I'm writing about as well. It shows me how many books the author is selling. It shows me, and that tells me too, if the author is selling a lot of books, then this topic must be very popular. And maybe I can come from a different angle as well. I do research as well as book covers, book titles. I use it for keyword research, and I also use it to see what categories I should put my books in as well. So having Amazon and BookBeam is really the bomb.com, and you will want to use both. But even if you don't use BookBeam, you can still use Amazon as a research pad to help you to see what books are not selling, but what books are out there. Look at the covers, look at your overall topic to see if many people writing books about this topic. How can you come from a different angle? So you can still do some research, but I want you to do that in the very beginning. Okay, before you are thinking about writing a book, you already thought about it, you're ready to go. Do your research first, and don't try to research and write. Do the research first, okay? Second, you got to batch your similar tasks as well. I want you to think about group similar tasks. Like you can put them together. Dedicate a chunk of time to gathering quotes, maybe formatting references. If you're self-publishing, maybe you doing some homework on some editors. Batch those things together. That works perfectly for me. In my business overall as a digital publisher, not only do I publish books, but I also write articles. I write on Substack. I write on Medium. I create templates for customers. I also create done for you books. So I have things going on in my business as a whole. I'm not just the author, right? So if you're like me, you have many things. Maybe you're writing books about your expertise. Maybe you have a coaching program, so if you're doing those things, you don't have just book writing as your whole business. There are those that do that's all they do, but that's not for me, and it's probably not for you either. So what I do to help me to batch is that in my day-to-day, I am a full-time entrepreneur. So this is what I do. So I don't have a full-time job. I don't have those things. I work full-time in my business as well as run my household. Okay, so those are like my primary things because I am a mom and I'm a wife. So I have those things going on. So what I do is I work every day in batches. Okay, so I have a time batch for certain tasks that I do every single day. I use a tool called Trello, and Trello allows me to put different things in batches. So I know what I'm doing every single day. Yes, I still have a to-do list for those tasks that I can do, especially like those the to-do list is really what I work on Saturdays and maybe some evenings during the week. Okay, but during the day, I'm doing those money generating activities like creating templates because those are what I sell, creating lead magnets, writing my books because those are the things that make me money. Okay, so batching is a great thing for you to do. If you write on Medium, maybe you can batch your articles if you want to. I don't batch my articles. I write every single day because that's what works for me. Okay. So there's a lot of things you have to take into account when it comes to batching. So I don't want to just put batching out there and saying, okay, that's the ultimate thing that you need to do, because some things I do not batch at all. Okay. But however, I do batch similar tasks all together. So in the morning time is when I do my writing, okay? Because writing in the morning works great for me. You find out what works for you. I'm just here to give you some tips on what works for me, okay? Have your power hour and not your power day. And what I mean by this is don't aim to write in a whole book in a day. Can you do that? Yes, you can do that. However, don't aim for that. Schedule your focus writing sessions, even if it's just an hour. Okay. Be realistic about your attention span and schedule breaks to avoid burnout. Okay. I love a good writing power hour. I do not write all day long. Okay. There are some people that do. I'm not them. This is me. Okay. I can write good in an hour. I'm telling you, if you put a timer on for an hour a day, you can get so much of your book done. This is why I can write in 10-day sprints. So I have a 10-day sprint and how I get my writing done. If y'all want me to give you guys a detail of my 10-day sprint, let me know. That's how I can get my writing done in 10 days. Okay. That's why I can publish a book every single month, because 10 days I can get writing done. And then after that, I can focus on the editing, the publishing, the getting the book cover design, all those good things, which does not take a long time. So I can really, that's why I've been proficient at putting a book out a month for the last 3 months, because I know that is attainable and I can do it. And I've learned to document my process. So writing an hour a day can do so much for you that is crazy. Like, so don't try to write in a whole day. Give yourself an hour a day. Okay. Now we're going to talk about outlining like a boss, honey. You have to outline your book and making sure that you're strong. Your outline is very strong because your outline is the roadmap. That's one of the first things I do is outline my book. Okay. I let myself know, okay, what is this book about? How am I going to help my reader? What's the ultimate goal? If the ultimate goal, for example, my last book that I published was about email marketing. And the ultimate goal is I wanted my reader to leave from reading that book knowing or going ahead and setting up either their newsletter or some type of email funnel for their readers. So that was my ultimate goal. So I worked backwards to see, okay, what do they need to know in order to accomplish that? So inside that book, I did have a lot more pictures than I did words. No, I had a lot of words, but I'm saying I had more pictures in this book than I did in my last book, because I really wanted to give examples and display how you can market your lead magnet or how you can market your newsletter as an author in ways that I do it, as well as examples of others. So the outline is really going to be the roadmap to help you to get your writing done. I write short books. My books are no more than 50 pages. That's for me. Okay. I write short books. I have some colleagues that they're writing 12 books a month like me. Not 12 books a month, 12 books in 12 months like me. And I have a goal. I have a monetary goal attached to mine as well. So we have that. Now with them as well, they're writing up to 100 pages. So the goal is writing to 100 pages, which we have a community now. I'm going to put it in a description. If you're like me, you're writing a book every single month, you want to be in a community of like-minded individual, or maybe is that something that interests you before you join the group, please know and understand and know that there are some parameters around that, because you don't want to get in a group just to sit there, because we are setting goals. We're talking to each other every day. We're using Telegram. So it's an app that you can download on your phone. It's free. And I want you to join that if you're on that quest. But don't join it unless you're serious and you're on that quest. No, it's not. It's not pay, it's free. However, we want to make sure we're reserving our energy for individuals that are in that community that are writing a book a month, because we are doing a lot of activities in there. Like, we're reviewing each other's books. And this is why we're writing short books. That's the thing too. We're not writing novels. We're all writing nonfiction books. Okay. So if you fit that description, that's something that you know that you want to do, go ahead and join the group. I'll put it in the description. Okay. But again, let me go back to the outline, because I was going in a tangent. But having the outline is very, very good, because it helps you to write faster, and it helps you to know what you're writing about, so that you can do this, so you can have the power hour and not the power day. I can write a chapter for myself. I can write 2 chapters in an hour. Give myself 30 minutes per chapter. I can write it. This is just writing, guys. This is not going back editing, trying to be perfect. I'm just writing. I might have a lot of red squiggly lines. However, it's still fine. It's fine if I have those red squiggly lines, but I'm getting it done, and then I go back to edit later, which I'm going to talk about now, is befriending that chunk and embracing the edit. Okay. So don't be afraid to write in chunks. When you write in your chunks, complete those smaller sections like chapters. Okay. And you can always edit and polish later. Okay. Edit and polish later. This is why you have editors. This is why you hire editors to help you to get it done perfectionly. Now, you do want to do some things, okay, to make sure that it's edit friendly, meaning you hand it over to an editor. You don't want to just hand over a mess to an editor, because let me tell you this hack. If you clean your manuscript up, if there are some misspellings, catch them. If you can catch the misspellings, catch them. Okay. If you can get rid of the red squiggly lines, if you use Google Docs like me, Google Docs is going to tell you, look, you spelled this wrong. Go ahead and change it. Make it editable. So when you hand it to the editor, they're not charging you an arm and a leg, because if they see all those squiggly lines and they see all this and they're like, oh my God, this is a mess, they're going to charge you more. Okay. So clean it up, then hand it over to the editor. Okay. So I hope that these tips helped you to give you an inside look on what I do with writing a book a month. And I want to challenge you to do so. If you have a expertise, if you have content sitting out on your computer in your Google Drive, writing a book a month would be super easy for you, like super easy. I have a Substack where I'm sharing my process in more depth as well. Matter of fact, I have to do a video for my Substack community now. You can join that too. The link is in the description. That way you can, if you want to, get some pointers from me. It's like having me as a book coach in your pocket, because I'm sharing my screen, sharing things, sharing mistakes that I've made, sharing some things that I wish I would have done better. So yeah, but I have something for you. I have a starter kit. So I have a nonfiction book starter kit that's going to help you to transform your ideas to publish works faster and more efficiently. Okay. I have a book outline template for you. I have a writing schedule planner, a book proposal template if you want to send your book to a traditional publisher. I also have a first draft revision checklist. There's also a book checklist. I have a plan your book worksheet in there as well. So I have a ton of things in that starter kit to help you to get fast, and I got it for free for a limited time for you. So grab it in the link in the description so you can get this absolutely for free. Okay. So until the next video, y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all writing a book a month? How y'all doing with your book writing? Are you writing a book this year? Get this starter kit. Is definitely going to help you out. Okay. So I look forward to chatting with you guys in the next video. Until the next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye now.